A portfolio is the single most important thing to get your first data analyst job. The problem is that people create a portfolio that instead of helping them ruins their chances of becoming a data analyst. And the truth is that if you don't build a proper portfolio, your chance of becoming a data analyst is zero. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build a job-ready data analyst portfolio from scratch really fast that can help you land jobs like this, even if you have no prior experience or formal education. People misunderstand the purpose of a portfolio and what a good portfolio looks like. Your portfolio is your platform to showcase your skills, and it's how employers see that you're someone they want to work with. This is crucial if you're a new data analyst. Once you have some experience, a portfolio won't be as important because eventually your experience will become more valuable than the portfolio. But for now, it's the only thing you have, so make sure that it's great. If you have a bad portfolio and you think that a degree or a certificate is enough, realize that it's time to fix your portfolio. You don't need that many projects in a good portfolio. Starting out, I would say that 2 to 4 projects are enough to get your first job. You don't want to have too many projects because recruiters will only look at a few anyway, so it's always better to just have a few quality projects. Either you can do a guided project or create one yourself. Here's how to make a high quality project yourself that's pretty easy to do. Head over to Kaggle, a free website by Google, log in and click datasets. All of these datasets are available for free, so we just need to make up a good question we want to solve and find a dataset for it. I found this dataset, top 10,000 popular movies, and with this we can answer a lot of interesting questions. What genre is the most common? Compare budget to movie ranking to see if a higher budget equals a higher rank, and much more. Don't get too complicated. With this dataset, it's going to be a project mainly focusing on visualization, but that's fine because it's a really important skill. Just download the data, create some basic questions to answer, or use mine and get to work. This will be a great portfolio project because it fulfills 3 criteria. Do you know them? First, it's a very interesting project. When you look at this, you go, hey, this is interesting. I wonder how he did it. It's something people care about. It's not just a completely random project, which brings us to the second point. It's easy to understand. I've been getting a lot of questions about how to present your projects during an interview, and the thing is that if you make your projects clear and easy to understand, then you won't really have to explain it much in an interview. This project is easy to explain to technical and non-technical audiences, which is a huge advantage. Your projects should show data analysis skills, and this could include forms of data collection, like web scraping. It could include data wrangling, creating visualizations, and so on. And to do this, you'll have to use data analysis tools. Make sure to pick your tools carefully. For example, many companies want Python and SQL skills, so just do your project using Python and SQL. You can search up projects online depending on what tools you want to use. For example, Python and SQL beginner data analysis project. If you don't know what tools companies desire, you can see here that it's a lot of Python, R, Excel, Tableau, Power BI, and so on. And of course, you don't need all of them. It's just an example. It's finally portfolio time. Yay. That sounds really sarcastic, but whatever. I'll show you how to create a basic portfolio in just a few minutes. Then I'll show you how to create an even better portfolio in the future when you have more projects and skills to show, or you want to get into freelancing and work for yourself. First, head over to Kaggle again, and if you're in data science, you should have a Kaggle account. All you do is upload your projects as a notebook. It can include both text and code, so it's very convenient, and your notebook is basically your project. If you make your notebook public, then people can see it on your profile. So just put a link to your Kaggle profile in your resume or on your LinkedIn profile or in another place where you want to show your project. That's a good idea for beginners because you might only have 1 or 2 high quality projects anyway. So a Kaggle profile is actually enough in the beginning as long as you do it right. Eventually, you'll want to go to the next step because it's more professional and makes your portfolio more customizable and better looking. This is a really good portfolio. They have some basic information at the top, then they have an About Me section, and finally the projects. Now this person has a lot of projects. It's way more than you're going to have in the beginning, and it's way more than you need, but I thought I would just show you this because it looks very good and it's a great portfolio. The next one is similar. They have some information about themselves, they have their projects. Now this person actually lists their different services that they offer because they do freelance work. So if this is something that you want to do as well, then you can actually use your website to get clients, and if you make it a good one, then you can really succeed doing this. They have their socials and you can contact them and so on. And in general, a really good portfolio to use as an advanced example. Do you see what the difference is between these two and what we did on Kaggle? Well, there's actually a lot of differences, you're right, but it's an actual separate website, and that's the main difference. Now you're thinking, this is going to be a pain to set up. It's going to be really expensive. No, you can actually use WordPress, and they have a free plan, and it's actually pretty simple to set up. If you do want something premium, I recommend Squarespace. I'll leave my link in the description if you want to sign up and support the channel, but it's actually not necessary. You can do this with WordPress, and in the beginning, a Kaggle profile or a GitHub profile is definitely enough as a new data analyst. If you want me to make a full video about this, let me know in the comments below. Now we do need a resume, and honestly, your resume is probably worse than you think. This week I actually did a review of my own resume and realized how terrible it was, and the fact is that I've actually been working on my resume quite a bit, so it was kind of surprising to realize how bad my resume was. So this is what I did to fix it. I went over to a website called Resume Worded. They have lots of resume templates. I found one for data analysts and it's actually free, so I thought I would share it with you. You don't need an account, you just click open in Google Docs and make a copy, and boom, you have your resume. Then you can just fill it out. It's super easy. There's already some information, so you can also compare it to the other person, but please also understand that that person is pretty advanced, and if you're just getting started, you're not going to have years of experience. I understand that. I recommend adding a section called certifications or something if you've completed any data analyst certificates, but you could also put it in the education section if it's a longer course. If you don't have much or any experience, you should definitely focus more on the other parts and really describe the skills you gained, for example, from completing certificates, taking some courses, or doing some projects, and so on. So focus on the skills, especially if you don't have a lot of education or experience. It's a super clean resume, it passes the automatic resume scans, and it's a really easy template to fill out, and I think it's going to be very helpful. So projects, portfolio, resume, and then tie it all together at the end. If you want to learn more about becoming a data analyst, check out this video right here, and all the resources are available in the description. Thank you for watching this video.